Alright, so today's video we're watching a Bronze 2 tank on PC playing some D.Va on Numbani. They say, why this game? Because it was a real struggle to me to make it work. Damage dealers were nice guys trying to take opportunities when they come. I feel a bit less than usual to benefit from our supports, but at least I had the feeling they weren't absent. In short, I don't have any grievances against my team. And the atmosphere was good. Rare enough in role comp games to be noted. So I have the feelings I'm accountable for the struggles I encounter in this game, even trying my best. I feel I give the opponent some hard times, but when the game becomes long enough, adversary adapts themselves and my focus was tiring. Also, they switched to an Echo to hunt me, and then as I didn't give the feelings to my mate, I need to help the most of the game. I suspect they didn't realize I was in trouble. Or maybe I wasn't not enough aware to see they were in trouble themselves. I don't think my 40-year-old lefty clumsy aiming is my main failure, even if I try to play high grounds, peekaboo, and angles. As most of bronze players, I would like to impute my losses to my mates. But let's be realistic. If I'm still bronze, the only common point in all my games is myself. I really would like to leave bronze hell, which I have occupied since season 1 of Overwatch 2. Okay, I think I got the general idea. I think they probably just used like Google Translator on that. That's totally fine. That's why I was trying to make the best of it. It's just like, it was taking me a second to try to figure out what the sentence was meaning. Best way to put it is sometimes those type of Google Translator or things like that can certainly make some interesting sentences. So I get what they mean. It's just it was trying to process what they were saying. All right, let's do this.
Attackers incoming.
Don't play up here. Okay, first, I would recommend not standing right here. Only because, you're so close to their spawn that I need to understand the value of this. Okay. I'm gonna see something here. I'm gonna let this team fight go, because, if I don't, then we'll get another copy pasta saying that something about playing too close or anything like that. Oh, I know it's a pretty common side. So I can talk about it. You know what? Rather than just sit here and talk about don't hold here as close. So the reason why it's really difficult to hold this close on Numbani, and a lot of team fights start here. So the real talk is that a lot of times when we watch Numbani, in bronze or silver, people want to start here. Which, is it my favorite spot to start? No, but I prefer it more than if you're starting up here. And the reason why you don't want to start up here as much is because if you trade out here at any point, it is not going to be worth it to you, right? Some maps you benefit from playing close in their spawn because if you trade out, you still have a really good team fight. The problem is that if you're playing this far up, they're just going to run to the point and you're going to have no possible way to really hold the point after that, right? So that is why some maps you're going to want to play really close and some maps you don't want to play really close. So just be wary of trying to force team fights this close to them, because when you do, even if you have good results for the first minute, the moment they actually get the kills on you, you pretty much lose first point, right? That's one of the reasons why it's recommended you play further back on this one, is because the moment that you lose a really close team fight here, that is it. So when you play here, it gives you not only an extra 30 seconds of defense, but it also gives you more opportunity to find plays, right? You're not going to have consistency, and especially in bronze, you're not going to have a lot of the consistent, headshots over and over again, so it gives you time. Now, once again, this isn't recommended that, I understand in bronze it will play differently. That's why I'm just saying, hey, play, even if you want to play a little bit further back, right here, go ahead. And remember that sometimes players will just follow the tank. So, you might be well, yeah, I went up there, but, also remember that as a tank, sometimes players will gravitate around you. So you can kind of dictate the pace of where your teammates would play. So, I would definitely say it's okay if you decide you want to, go, right here or something like that and make plays from there. Even though, you won't see us ever play here in top 500, I do understand in, other ranks that you would play there. Sorry, I just wanted to go into detail about that because they're playing way too close. So.
Nothing gets past me.
So now, what's the problem already here? Now, do you see how you're really overextending right now? This isn't going to work the whole time. This isn't going to work the whole time. I'm not even worried about your mechanics. You're in bronze, and, your mechanics seem fine. I'm not too worried about that. I think it's just you're playing way too damn close. Like, now you're falling back to, like, where I said that I see bronze being played, so at least you're in a better spot, but then your Genji dashed in. If you want to ult that, you should have ulted about 4 seconds ago. I would ult soon. You need to buy time for... Okay, I want to explain this here, okay? I'm gonna teach people on timings because I think timings is a really important part about Overwatch, and sometimes maybe I don't do a good enough job. I don't talk about it enough. It's like timings in Overwatch. So when you lose somebody on your team, right? And once again, I recommend going into your sound options and enabling the sound on the top right that tells you when your teammates are dead. One thing I really want you to understand is timing. So your teammate died right there, right? So you have 2 options: to fall back and hope that you have a recovery, right? Or counter with an ultimate to try to alleviate and buy time for your team. So what you could have done the moment they picked off your Genji or you saw your Genji get hacked is because they hacked your Genji, you know they're going to gravitate towards that Genji when somebody gets hacked because it's a free pick. Well, what happens if you D.Va ult? Now you're in a spot, maybe your Genji survives, maybe you get 3 kills because it is D.Va, and as we know, it's the D.Va pact in bronze, right? Basically, what I'm trying to say is look for timings. And a very basic strategy is if you have an ultimate and they haven't quite pushed in and you need to give yourself time, just pop that ultimate, see what happens. I'm telling you, you can see really, really good results that will happen like that. Instead, you don't really make a play here initially, and I'm not sure if you're going to necessarily win the team fight here anyway, so I would have recommended just popping that ultimate, and that gives time for your Genji to come back, time for you to like make a decision to fall back. Even in bronze, this type of strategy can work. Timings are going to be a really big part of Overwatch. All right. Now, you still have a timing, believe it or not. You're losing your timing, though. Like, I'm telling you right now, I think you might... it still might work because it's... I think you lost, like, yeah. Now, this is what I mean, right? Like, this is what I'm talking about, where, like, you've lost your timing. Like, I feel like you just straight up lost your time in it. And now you end up using your ultimate, and yeah, you got a kill, but you lost the team fight, right? And that's where you lose that value. Average Kiwi, thanks to 11 months with the Features Prime. Thank you, appreciate it. Did Hog ult? Let's be honest, who cares when they use Hog ult? That ultimate lasts 4.5 years, so they'll get it back in 3 heals. You know what I mean? They'll heal 3 times, boom, Hog ult. Not actually the case, I'm just being a baby about it. Moira, no fade. Recognize cooldowns? You ate the orb? No, you didn't. Okay, I thought you were going to eat the orb. Remember, you can eat Moira orb. You can take away a ton of value from Moira. All right. Yep. There was 2 orbs. Okay, so, you ready? The first orb was a Moira healing orb from the enemy. The second orb was a damage orb. But you can still... The healing orb never got ate. Does that make sense? Like, the healing orb never was eaten. Anyway, back to here. What rank is this? Bronze. I like you taking the high ground here. I don't mind this. What are you DMing there? You're not DMing anything. Be careful of that. I want to point something out to you here, and it might help you a little bit, but remember that when you're holding your left click as D.Va, it has a movement penalty, and that movement penalty can slow you down quite a bit and can make it a lot harder for you to, like, disengage from an area, so I would just be very careful of that type of situation, okay? Just to be careful. You're also playing really far away. A lot of your value, like right now, like I don't even know what you're doing. Yo. We gotta talk about this. Okay. I really want you to, like, I gotta pause. This is gonna be one of those, like, 40-minute VOD reviews. Okay, so, like, in this situation, what is your accomplishment? Like, create goals for yourself. Sometimes that can help a lot. And one of the goals that I want you to work on here is, like, where are you being engaged in this team fight? Why is the cart pushing all the way over here, and you haven't even remotely engaged the team fight? I'm going to be honest with you. If they didn't get off the cart there, by the way, they would have had the point. So you need to understand, like, at a certain point that, like, okay, we don't know what to do yet, but that cart needs to stop at a good spot. Now, I'm not saying you want to go up here and stop it, but, like, you know, play an angle. Like, be like when you a good way to understand when you want to stop a cart is, like, where can it be advantageous to my team, right? That is, like, the number one thing here. So right here around this corner, you have cover for, like, your whole team. So if you play and kind of stop the cart around here, you have survivability, and your teammates can hold the high grounds up here. You see what I'm saying? Do you see how you can sit up here and, like, play these high grounds and, like, sit back and do all these, like, really cool plays, right? Like, but you let the cart get to here, and now your teammate, your Kiriko, feels obligated to have to go down here to try to stop the cart. So what does this do? It puts your team in, like, kind of a bad situation. So what I want you to do now is I want a little bit less of this, like, spin around in, like, circles and, like, downtime, and recognize that you need to be the one to anchor the cart and be the one to stop it and kind of lead the charge. I can already tell one thing about your teammates is that they play around their tank. So some games you're going to recognize their teammates want to go be playmakers, and sometimes you need to be the playmaker for your team. And a playmaker doesn't necessarily mean go into their backline and kill 5. It just means that you need to be the one that, like, your team can see and go, okay, I trust my tank's going to be there, and now I can play at angles and around them. And you're seeing that your teammates do that, so now you need to take charge and be that leader of the team as the tank, which can happen a lot. Remember, as a solo tank, one of the unfortunate parts that you run into is that you are the front and center in the game. So, like, you're going to have to, like, sometimes recognize that that's what's happening. And I can already see right now in your game that is what's happening. Anyway, let's continue on. All right. Still, though, you made it to the point, which is good. And your teammates should win that. But I want to see that done a lot earlier. Good job. Huge. Nice ult. By the way, remember how we talked about ult timings? How you kill the Roadhog, I couldn't tell you. Like, a Roadhog can literally hit the heal button and survive that, but you know what? We take those. By the way, just a little side note for any Roadhog players. If a D.Va ult flies at you, hold your heal. All right? You will survive. You will survive it for the most part. I mean, I don't know if it's like direct center on you, if it like lands in your head, but I think you still survive it. Stay on point. Stay on point. You're the anchor. You're the anchor. You're the anchor. Why? You. Okay. I want to show somebody, like, and this can be helpful for a lot of people. Easiest way for somebody to, like, know if they're still on the cart or if they're pushing the cart. By the way, this happened to me yesterday when I was playing Lucio. I want you to look up top. What do you see right there in the top chat? And some people don't know this, which is surprising. Actually, it kind of was new in Overwatch, I think, in Overwatch 2. You see the number up there. You see how it says 3. What that means is there's 3 people on the cart. That's what that means. So when you were on the cart and you went there and they didn't react, but you still saw the 1 up there, right? If you still see the 1 on the cart, that means they're on the cart. So you just stay there. Even if you don't see them, if you don't want to chase the Sombra around, do all this, just stay there and be the anchor that your team needs. You did a good job of recognizing it. Then you were like, oh, no one's shooting at me. They must not be there. So use, like, the tools the game has for you, and that number right there, right where the payload is, will show you how many people are on the cart. It can show you both ways on this one too, like how many of, like, your teammates are on the cart, etc. So just remember that, okay? That will make that a lot easier of a decision, and, like, once again, utilize the tools the game gives you to alleviate some of, like, the, you don't even have to, like, think about that. You just look up, go, okay, we're good, right? That was basically, you could have stopped that point from getting capped, is what I'm saying. You said the contested is a big Q too. Yes, but, like, at the same time, like, there's a time in where, like, maybe the Sombra backed off the cart for half of a second and they go stealth after they get off the cart and then they go back on it again, right? Like, it's just fine to just sit there. Be careful of overextending here. I think getting out's the correct play. You might have been there for too long. We'll find out. Don't repeat. Don't repeat. Don't repeat. Okay. I want you to think about this. Even though you survived that, I want you to think about the route that you took. The safer route is to stay on the backside with your teammates. It's not going to be worth getting a very small health pack. If you want to go for even safer health packs, you can go back here. You have a health pack here. Heck, since your team's waiting forever, you have a health pack here. It's called your spawn. I wouldn't recommend that because your teammates are there, but, like, go to your team. Don't rotate through them. Look what you rotated through. You're lucky you survived this. Look at the rotation you made. So be careful of that, okay?
Engaging thrusters.
Stop just shooting randomly, okay? Unless you're looking for a Sombra. If you're looking for a Sombra, that's fine. So what's the issue here now? What do we talk about? Any anchors? Why? Okay, listen. This is a unique one because it's hindsight, but I'm telling you right now, if you keep doing what you're doing, they're going to cap that point. And you know it, too. You know they're trying to go for that point. They just did it. Don't let it happen twice. It happened again. The hog isn't recognizing they're capping the point, and then they got off of the point. I'm gonna say I'm gonna assume they're shooting at the Sombra. What are you doing? Where are you? The hog was gonna die there because they were also getting damaged by the Moira. In case you're wondering what we said earlier. Dude, I feel like I'm gonna start like singing like a Blink-182 song. Where are you? Like what is going on here? Okay, this is good. Remember, DM is good on the Reaper. They won't self-heal. Oh no. Oh yeah, you're already. This is not. Uh-oh. This isn't looking too hot. This is not. Yeah. A lot you can fix, but I think I know what you need to.
Pause, I am so sorry.
Okay, so what I'm recognizing out of you already, and something that you can really fix, is like you seem lost a lot of the time, and I think it's because you don't know what you want to do next. I need you to start like coming up with like little goals that you need to do in game. So for example, I want you to start pay attention to what team comp they're on. Understand that like you need to play walls and corners, things like that. If you don't know what to do, look around at your teammates, see what they're up to. Basically, there's a lot you're doing right now where you just basically seem like you're lost. You're spinning in circles, you're shooting at absolutely nothing. You're not even spy checking. You're almost letting them get to the cart. You'll just sit up on the high ground and do nothing. So what I want to get you in the habit of is more of just being a part of the game rather than being a spectator. And a lot of the time right now, you're either spectating or you're all in it. Let's find that in between, right? Let's find the in between of all in their team by just running at them in a straight line and just sitting there as a spectator, okay? And I'll kind of explain more of that as we go. Because like I want to explain it, but I also need to showcase it to you too. Okay. All right, so right now, you're a spectator, right? And I know you're going back to peel for your Bastion, but look where your Bastion is, and look what you were doing. You wasted a full set of DM on a Bastion in your spawn. Okay, now here you are. You haven't pushed past. There you go. So I was going to recommend you go here I was going to wait for it to happen. I wanted to see you go here 20 seconds ago. Why did it take you so long to get to this spot? And this goes back to timings and being a spectator. Do you see how you just sat there and became a spectator? I want you to think about like, okay, what's next? Not like, okay, I'm going to sit here and do nothing. I want you to think about what is next. And that is the most important aspect of this, right? You don't think about that process. You think about, I'm going to sit here and wait for something to happen. With your team, that's not the case. So going here is the next step. Why is this the next step? Is because you're going to clear away people that are here. So where would your next step be? Probably here, on top of the bus to be safe, right? Keeps you above the Sigma. Sigma can't get you unless the Life Leader pulls them, right? You can shoot at the Junkrat. Like right here would be your next spot. Then it would be here. Do you see how right now you've kind of created like a goal? You can think of it as a mini game if you want. So next you go here. You take away this part of the map. Then you go up here. Then you decide what you do next based off of what they're doing. You see what I'm saying? You create these little fun mini games for you that keeps you kind of involved so you don't end up in that standstill gameplay. Because standstill gameplay is how you get stuck in a lot of ranks because you need to become either a playmaker or enable your teammates in some way. Standing still doing nothing is not a way to enable your teammates. It's just a way to sit there and hope your teammates do something. Be a part of the solution, not a part of the problem, right? I'm okay with this as a secondary play. I wouldn't have done this personally, but I'm okay with this because you're at least alleviating some pressure and doing something. Go now. Yeah, yes. This is good. Now be ready to back away to the health pack bottom left. Or even coast. I'll give you coast. No. Health, HP. Play health packs. Now you just lost your Ayari because they just... Even go here for health packs. There you go. This is fine. Perfect. Now get on the Kiriko. Yes, 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 yes. Go, 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 go. I don't even care that you're doing this. This is good. This is good. Okay, I'm gonna pause you right now. I'm gonna pause you. I'm gonna pause for a second just to kind of like to point this out though, just to make you like aware of like this scenario here. Outside of the health pack issue, and I want you once again, and we'll make a video on this eventually. Health pack awareness is a huge part of Overwatch. Understanding health packs. You had here to go to, which would have been back to your teammate to safety. You had here if you really want to be super safe, and you had here. So if your Yari is chasing down here and going for you, you fall back to a safe spot. But what I did like about this, let's go to the positives. You went from being a sit back and do nothing, like, player, to you just went in and created something for your team by just doing that simple play. And do you see how when you're going to lose the team fight, but do you see how that was much better than just sitting there shooting at each other, hoping that your Bastion gets 3? Do you see that? Do you see the difference on that? That's what I love about, like, what you did play-wise there. The more you do this, the better you will get, because then you're going to learn why this is a good play, where it's a good play, and where it's a bad play. And that's important in Overwatch. Don't be afraid to make plays like this. I'm okay with that, all right? I'm okay with that. Yeah, okay. I'm okay with this. Yup. Okay, now you know nobody's here, so that means they're all going to be in front of you. Yes, good job. Now look at him, look at him, look at him, look at him. I want to show everything something here. Because sometimes, like, the simplest of plays are some of the best plays you can make in Overwatch. Because people always want to make that, like, immediate play, right? So let me show you something here. All right? Watch this. So you went top right. Are you ready? You ready? You start shooting at them. So right now, when you're looking at them, they're all looking main at your teammates. Boom. Ready? I'm going to pause right now. Look what you've done. Right? You see this? Look what you've done. The simplest of plays. Is it an exciting play? Nope. Will it be in a montage? Nope. Will it show up on the kill feed? Nope. But what has it done? What has it done? It has alleviated the pressure off your teammates. This is why angles, and this goes for any role. If you're watching right now, you can do this on any role. Now, obviously, be aware of cooldowns if they can kill you, but think about this. Just by creating a different angle, you've now alleviated pressure. Doesn't show up on the stat sheet, but this is the type of stuff that wins you games. It is such like a very small part of like what Overwatch is, but it leads to so many victories by just simple things like this. I don't even know if you'll win this team fight, but I want you to once again look at the pressure you've alleviated from your team by just doing a simple play like this. Ult that. I would no, don't look that. You're lining up for an ultimate. I already see what you're doing. You got somebody. Nice pick, but you can do that. You can do that same ultimate without doing that. Just so you know. I felt like that was a little bit too safe. I want you to practice your ultimates in the training range to understand distance on ults. Good play though. Very happy with that. You got a pick on their Kiriko, which was huge. So once again, playmaking. All right, so obviously a little bit tough on getting the life move there, but you end up getting the kill. You see that? So it doesn't quite show on the stat sheet, but you know what? Just that play initially to alleviate pressure main led to a victory on the first point. You see? You got rolled by a banner? Oh, you mean the thing on the map that I always run into whenever I'm playing? You know what is the worst one for me? When I'm playing Winston and I try to dive their backline and I just get clotheslined by the Unity Plaza up here. All right, I would. Are you trying to get like what's going on here? You just enjoying watching them have a drink in front of you here? Like what's going on? Okay, maybe you were typing to your team like you can do this. I would just go for their Genji, yeah. You're gonna be waiting on that tire anyway. I actually don't mind that. That was a good peel. Good peel, recognizing that. Hey, nice job. Good play by you there. Good play. I thought it was a good job. All right, let's wait. Oh. Junkrat. I have another thing for you to practice. I think it will help you. I want you to go into the training range, and I want you to fly around a little bit. Just a little bit. Don't have to do it all the time, but I want you to fly around a little bit and just practice your movement. Because I think sometimes you get stuck in like that standstill, stuck in the mud gameplay, and I think you'd greatly benefit from being able to use your flight control to get you a limbs. Because right there, if you just fly at the Junkrat and like use your movement, you're gonna kill the Junkrat for free. I know that you're in bronze, so like there's a lot to practice there, but like it's very simple to go into the training range and just fly around for a little bit and like not bump into walls like 10 times in a row. Like something like simple like that, like go into the training range, pick a spot, be like, I'm gonna fly up to this spot 10 times in a row, and I'm not gonna hit a wall. And if you hit a wall, you start over, if you have time, of course. And like things like that, simple plays like that will result in kills, and then you just win that. So, yep. I mean, obviously, like sensitivity could help with that too, but like sometimes you don't like. I know that like, for example, I have a lot of movement on D.Va. Right, when you watch me play D.Va, I can like fly around and do all these moves, but like you don't even have to do that level of movement on D.Va. You can still be a very effective D.Va with just like solid enough movement that like keeps the target in front of you and keeps them guessing. You know what I mean? A little bit overzealous there, but like I'm gonna be honest with you. Just from like a hero selection point of view, if you keep trying to take this straight on angle against them until your team gets ultimates or like this EMP goes off, your team's probably not going to win. Because like you're actually going to play against a struggle comp here. So what you want to do is you actually want to go right side and create another angle again. Remember how last time you did that? Don't fight them in the front line. Make them look at you and turn, and then you'll win the team fight. I think you're going to win the team fight just because of an EMP right now, if I'm going to be honest with you. But like that's what you would normally do if you didn't have like such a huge ultimate to rely on. I mean, it works. I'm not gonna question it. It works. Good job. Nice. Well played. Kill the Junkrat there next time. Free kill. Don't be afraid to make plays. I'm telling you, sometimes you like stop yourself from being better than you are. Like legitimately, sometimes it's on you. I'm going to answer this question in chat because I think it's a good question. You said, would you say it's a liability to be at such a high sense versus lower sense game mechanics-wise? I play on arrow keys on a hard pad with high sensitivity. I will always say this. Of course, if your sensitivity is at 7,000 on 9 billion DPI, you're going to struggle, right? But generally, go with what's comfortable for you, and if it works, it works. You don't need to you don't need to have the same settings as everybody else. It literally is preference. That goes for just about anything. You see it in sports. Like, a player has different warm-up techniques, or the way they play is different, etc. Like, whatever works for you is going to be the most important part. If it works, of course, right? Like, if you're like, well, I don't want to switch my sensitivity off 750 million. You know, if I sneeze, I do 7,180s, but, like, obviously there's a point where it won't work, but, like, go with what works for you is probably the most important one. Sometimes it can be as simple as, like, you know, like, for example, the reason why I'm a high-sense player is because when I was, like, 10 years old, my first mouse pad was a hard pad, and my mouse pad before that was just a desk. I played on, like, some old, like, wooden desk from, like, the 70s. That was my desk. It was massive. So I got used to different sensitivities, right? So each one's different and, like, a preference for people. You can always fine-tune it. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, if you feel like you need your sensitivity to change, it's okay to go try something different. That is fine. I'm just saying, like, don't get, like, caught up in the, like, oh, well, this isn't, you know, I looked at 100 people's settings and, like, only, like, 3 aligned. Do I switch? No. Go with what works for you. Good job getting aggressive there, by the way. Once again, little plays like that are huge. You went up into their spawn when you're capping the point. You're making sure they're looking at you, and you cap the point, and they didn't have the opportunity to go help their Sombra, or their Genji, who was on point. Good play. Doesn't show up in the stat sheet, but it's good, right?
Rocket barrage incoming.
Stop just flying in a straight line. There you go. I want to see you use your flight like that, not how you've been using it before. The damage on the flight's decent, but, like, you need to also combo it correctly. I'm okay with that. I think I was going to say. I'm okay with it. I think you kind of misunderstood, like, what they could do to you when you ulted, but I'm going to leave it at that. basically, if you ult the doorway rather than ult in the middle of the room, you're probably going to have a better chance of getting an ultimate because they can hide in the doorway, but if you ulted the doorway and they can't get out, they either have to go to the left side and you survive, or you get a free pick. So, right idea, wrong spot. Gonna teach everybody something here. I want everybody here to think about cooldown usage. If you're playing Overwatch, I want you to think about cooldown usage in general. All right? If you're gonna fly down here, right? Why? Let me explain why I don't like this. Because you can drop down and do the same thing. There's no point to fly down. Just drop down, do your damage, and then fly out. That's why. You don't want to fly in because then if you need to escape with your flight, you're screwed, right? If the hog hooks you, that's it. If they do this, so like, you can go down there, make the play by just dropping down, and then use your ultimate out. Or not your ultimate, your cooldowns out, your flight out. That's why cooldown usage is such a huge part of Overwatch. This goes for any hero. Like, think about, like, if you have to use something to get down here, outside if you want to use a lamp to kill a Symmetra turret. Because I talked about that yesterday as a meme. But anyway. By the way, I'm telling you right now, I want you to get out of this mindset of just starting to blast. Like, I'm watching you just start blasting, but you're slowing yourself down. So what I do on D.Va is I'll start shooting at people as they get close range, and then if I need to make adjustments, I stop shooting for a second because, like, I go slower. So, like, imagine when you're holding left click, it's not quite as bad as, like, Orisa, but, like, imagine if you were, you know how Orisa's slowed down again when you use gold? Like, you're basically, like, doing 50% of what that is, and it's just not, it's not going to feel good. And, like, you're slowing yourself down. Little bit of a trick against Hog Ultimate, because Hog Ultimate lasts 4.5 years and has been overtuned for quite a while now. You want to save your DM to, like, towards the middle part of it, is what I usually do. Because if I use it at the beginning of the ultimate, it can be a little bit scuffed, and I run out of that, so, yeah. Anyway. Have I seen the new Venture thing? No, I haven't. What is it? Remember, I mean, I know that you, obviously, it's not in real time. I still want to do the live spectating one day. I think that'd be super helpful. Once again, I want you to think about what you're doing when you're playing this close. So, like, dude, like, it's already happening now. Remember how I explained it earlier? Well, like, if you play too close, eventually your team can't really back up correctly. So what happens is they just take the point for free. You notice how now it's getting really scuffed, how your teammates are playing too close, your teammates are getting picked off one by one, and now you've lost the point, and you have no time to really get a solid retake. This is what I was referencing. Now you're in a bit of that struggle bus where, like, they're going to be able to probably get the point here. I mean, unless they really, like, heck up. But that's basically what I was saying, so. Oh, that's awesome. That's cool, Nod. Heck yeah, that's cool. So you see what happened? That's why I really recommend, if you want to, like, at the very worst, play at the bus further back than play in their spawn. Because you never had, like, a solid foot-in on your defense here. You notice how you never had, like, a solid, like, foot-in? This is what I was concerned about at the beginning of the VOD, where if you stay there and they get one pick, you pretty much lose. And you don't ever want it to be that if you get picked off, you're going to lose a team fight, right? And in Overwatch especially, like, you can still win 4v5 a lot, 3v5 a lot. There's more opportunity, especially in Overwatch 2, for that, like, playmaking ability. So, like, you're basically taking away those chances and opportunity for yourself. And then that's why you lost the point right away. And that's the worst time to lose the point right away because it's an overtime, right? Make them work for it, right? Don't give it to them for free. And that's what you did. I say you. As a team, you did. That was a team effort. But you remember, you set the tone sometimes for your team. So, gotta be that anchor sometimes. Only problem I have right now is that you're a little bit... no, it's fine, actually. I actually have no problems with this. I would try to peel for your teammates a little bit in the back, but, like, I think you played that fine. You did exactly what we talked about earlier. You took away the angle. Try to ult in the air now, so fly up in the air and ult the cart. Okay, that's certainly what... Of course you killed a hog. Why wouldn't... That's why they call it the D.Va pack. There's zero chance you should kill a hog right there. There's zero chance anybody should die to that ult, but you got one. The cart. No. Why are you going to their spawn now? Like that, a Reaper killed your Moira during the time and you decided to fly up in the air. All right, well, this is a toughie so far because you lost another point. Yeah, you need target priority too. In that situation, I want you to focus less on, like, just flying up to the bus to, like, hide behind them and more of, like, oh, we got a huge pick on Hog. Let's go be that anchor that I've talked about. Now, this could be a good ult by your Meg. Kill the Hog. Yes. Nice job. Now, let's not overcommit to this, right? Remember. All right, as long as you stick to that Life Weaver. Now the Reaper. That was very nice of the Life Weaver right there. I was getting concerned that they were going to keep pushing the cart all the way through, but the Life Weaver felt bad for you and pulled them off the cart. So I'm very happy and excited to see that. That's awesome.
To make sure we're here.
I'm very, very happy to see that, okay?
5, 4, 3, 2.
Now, you know that's there, right? The Junkrat? So just so I understand this correctly, Chad, their Junkrat put a trap in the doorway and then threw their mines right here and then exploded them. I just want to point that out. They put a Junkrat trap at the door and then put a mine right here and then exploded it and didn't even use it to get out. They just exploded it. That was the play. And honestly, they're probably better than I would have done on Junkrat, so I can't even say anything. All right, here we go. Keep it going. What rank is this? Bronze 2. Well, the Diva's Bronze 2. Remember what we talked about with a little bit of playmaking? You're no. Okay. I'm gonna give this a go, and I'll see what happens. I'm just concerned because they have an echo. I mean, health pack awareness. Health pack awareness. Don't sit here. Okay. Another part of your play is remember that even though this play worked before, they now have switched their team comp. So the reaction that you need to make is a little bit different also. You know how we've talked about target priority? I think something you can really focus on as you're trying to improve is recognizing heroes that are constantly out of position. That Junkrat should have been farmed by you most of the time. If I'll be honest with you, that Junkrat, a lot of the time, should have been a free kill for you. So, basically, there's a lot you have to work on, but I do think there's, like, good opportunity for you to, like, really look at this VOD and recognize some things. One, enough of the standstill gameplay. Let's get your feet out of the mud here, and let's start to, like, really recognize that, like, you have mobility and you have the ability to make plays. Go practice flight control in the training range. Understand target priority. Like, if there's a Junkrat in front of you, if you can get your flight control down, you're going to get free picks. Now, people are going to talk about aim, etc. Aim comes with time. That's what I always say. Like, your aim will get better. Like, obviously, if you want to go change your sensitivity a little bit or look for improvements there, definitely do that if you think that's going to be the best for you. That's the most important part, right? But I think for you, a lot of it's just like target priority, recognizing where to start. Remember that you're the anchor. There's a lot to put in there, but I would say like this VOD alone should help you a lot because you're going to start to see a lot of like the things that you're doing. Very simple fixes too. Not too difficult to go and like, you know, better target priority. Recognize, okay, don't fly down into them or just drop down on them or like set up in better spots. And I know there's a lot there, but I think you can definitely do this. I think you can climb too if you start to apply a lot of that knowledge. All right, you got this. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to all 3 YouTubes if you haven't. Leave a comment, all of that helps. If you want to submit your own Spectating, look in the description below. That's where my Discord is. We also record these live on stream. You can see the Twitch chat below the webcam, so stop by if you haven't. And with that being said, I hope you have an amazing day /night.